Hi, in this video, we're going to see how we can draw to sketch polynomial graphs. Now, what is a polynomial? A polynomial is basically when you have powers of x added together. So you might have an x term, you might have an x squared term, you might have an x cubed term, and you stop at some particular power of x. And the highest power of x is known as the order of the polynomial. So for example, if I was to stop at the x squared term and not have anything after it, for example, like 1 plus 2x plus 3x squared, for example, it would be known as an order 2 polynomial because the highest power is 2. If you were to stop at x to the power 3, and the highest power is x to the power 3, it would be known as a cubic. If it's order 4, it's known as a quartic, and order 5 is known as a quintic, etc. So it's just literally powers of x added together, positive integer powers of x, like x to 1, x to 2, x to 3 added together. And we're going to see the kind of method for sketching y equals some kind of polynomial. In the previous video, we saw how we can find the x-intercepts of a polynomial. So for example, if I've got y equals x plus 2 times x minus 3 times x minus 5, in general, to find the x-intercepts, also known as roots of the graph, we just need to make y 0 because on the x-axis y is 0. So if this y here was 0, then you think, well, I've got a product of three things multiplied together to give 0. Well, if numbers multiply to give 0, at least one of them has to be 0 because 0 times anything will be 0. So if it was the x plus 2 that was 0, then x would be minus 2 because minus 2 plus 2 is 0. So you could plot the minus 2 here. And then similarly, if this bracket was 0, x minus 3 is 0, 3 minus 3 would be 0, so x would be 3. So when x is 3, y would be 0, because 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 times anything will give you 0, a y value of 0. And then the other root is going to be 5. And remember, the quick way of doing it is just you negate this number here. So the 2 becomes minus 2, the minus 3 becomes plus 3, the minus 5 becomes plus 5. And if there's a number in front of this x, so it was like 3, for example, 3x plus 2, then it would be minus 2 divided by 3. Anyway, so we've got the roots, but how do we now draw the graph? Well, we've got a cubic because you can see if you expand this out, you've got x times x times x, which is x cubed. The highest power is x cubed. We call that a cubic. And in general, cubic graphs are going to look like a sort of two-turn type shape. So it's going to turn right, then turn left. Or this one turns right, then turns left, or this one turns right first, turns left first, and then right, so the other way around. So there's two turns with a cubic. So it's going to be one of these shapes, and if it's a positive cubic, so it's like 1x cubed, for example, 1 is a positive number, then it's going to be a sort of uphill trajectory. And if it's a negative cubic, like minus x cubed or minus 2x cubed, then it's going to be a downhill trajectory, like a downhill roller coaster, if you like, as we go from left to right. But there's some other subtleties as well. We've got the shape, but we've also got like how we sort of read these kind of factors here. So these are factors of the graph. These sort of brackets multiplied together or just expressions multiplied together. So firstly, if the bracket is not squared, we say it's not repeated because in other examples like this one, the x minus 2 is repeated. You've got x minus 2 squared. If it's not repeated, then we get a root at a. So if we've got plus 2 there, we get a root at minus 2. But the graph crosses at that root. So this one here is going to be a cross. This one, again, is not repeated. This is going to be a cross, and this is going to be a cross. If you were to expand it out, x times x times x is positive x cubed. So it's going to be one of these shapes here, right? So it's going to have this shape here, and it's going to cross at the minus 2, the 3, and the 5. So let's draw it. It's going to be something like this. Yep, and we get that. And we could work out what the y-intercept is if you make x equal to 0, because anywhere on the y-axis, the x value is 0. We sub in 0 into this here. So 0 plus 2 is 2 times minus 3 times minus 5, and that's going to be 2 times minus 3 times minus 5 is 15 times 2 is 30. So that y value there would be 30. And obviously these axes are not to scale. So there we go. That's our first sketch. What about the next one? Well, firstly, let's think of what the shape is. Is it uphill roller coaster or downhill roller coaster? Well, if we expanded this, the minus x times by the x times by another x, because this is being squared, it would be a minus x cubed term. So we know, therefore, it's going to be a downhill trajectory. Let's just kind of draw that under it so we don't forget. And then let's think about the roots as well. Well, if this term is 0, then you get a root of 0. X is 0, so x is 0 here. So I'm just going to put that root on. And if this is 0, then x would be 2. Remember, we negate that, the minus 2 becomes plus 2, so we get a root of 2. Now, this is where it gets a bit more complicated, because can you see that this factor is repeated? It's x minus 2 squared. And when that happens, if you have a factor squared, then at that root of a 0, it's going to touch at that point. So we, in fact, get a touch point here, and the x at the start of it is not repeated, so that is a cross point. And we know that it's going to have a downhill trajectory, so let's draw it. When it come down, we said that it crosses at the 0, and then at the 2, we said it touches. So it's going to touch, it's going to bounce off the x-axis like that. And the reason it touches rather than crosses is you can sort of think of it informally like this. We've got a repeated factor here. So it's almost like we've got x minus 2 and then x minus 2 again. So the roots here are 2 and then 2 again. So the factor of the root of 2 is repeated. And because it's repeated, it's almost like you're sort of crossing the x-axis at 2 and then immediately crossing again at 2, because you've got 2 crosses of 2. But because those values of 2 are the same, if you cross at 2 and then immediately cross at 2 again, you can sort of see that those 2 crosses are kind of squished together and you end up touching at the 2 instead. So informally, that's kind of like what's happening there. Right, what about the next one? So this time we've got a bracket cubed. So we say when it's cubed, you get something called a point of inflection at that root. So where is the root? The root's going to be, that's plus 4, we're going to have a root at minus 4. And also, is it going to be uphill trajectory or downhill trajectory? Well, if we were to expand that out, we would do x times x times x. We would get x cubed, which is positive x cubed, positive 1 x cubed. So it's going to be uphill like this. So that's the shape. Now, what happens at this root of minus 4? What is the point of inflection? Now, what you basically get is it comes up to the minus 4, and then it actually basically sort of levels out, so it plateaus. So it's momentarily horizontal, and then it starts to go back up again. Now, can you see that you still have 2 swerves? A cubic always has 2 swerves. So you're swerving right, and then you're swerving left. And basically, the point of inflection is the transition point between swerving from right or to swerving to left, or vice versa. So at this point, you're swerving right, and then you're suddenly swerving left at that point, and that transition point, that is known as the point of inflection there. So we cover points of inflection in much more detail in a later skill. But that's basically what the graph would look like. And let's finally apply it to these graphs at the top to distinguish between them. Select the graph that corresponds to y equals this down here. So we got that. What are the roots? Well, the roots are going to be negative 3, so we negate it. This one is going to be negative 2 over 3, because remember, we do negative that, constant term, negative 2 divided by the number in front of the x, so negative 2 over 3. And the final root is going to be positive 5. So let's look at these ones. Also note that if you were to expand this out, you'd have x times 3x times x, which is 3x cubed. That's a positive value, 3. So it's going to be an uphill cubic. So we know, therefore, it's not going to be this one, because the overall trajectory is downwards. And then it's also not going to be this one here, because again, it's kind of going downwards and eventually ending up downwards. So it's not that one. So it's either 3 or 4. Now, if we look at the roots, which one is it going to be? Oh, I suddenly realised that this one is downhill as well. Like that's downhill and ending up downhill. So it's not that one. This has got to be graph 2. But let's just check with the roots. If we put that on here, if you put them in order, that'd be minus 3, minus 2/3 and positive 5. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? So it is clearly graph 2 in that case. What about the next one? Again, we've got no repeated factors here. So it's all going to be crosses, not touches. Now, what are these roots? The roots are, well, 6 minus x is 0. Then x would be 6. So we've got 6. That is negative 5 over 2. And that is 4. Also note that if you expand it out, you'd have minus x times 2x times x, and that's going to be minus 2x cubed. Minus 2 is a negative number, so it's a downhill cubic. So it's got to go downhill like this. So which ones can we immediately get rid of? That's an uphill one. All the others are... no, that's an uphill one as well. So it's either graphs 3 or 4. Now, if you put the roots on, which one is it going to be? Well, in order, we got minus 5 over 2 first. Oh, so it's got to be this one. So minus 5 over 2, then 4, then 6. It can't be the first one here because there's no negative roots. All the roots here and here are positive values of x. So that's going to be graph 4 in this case. Then we've got some more. So we've got this equation here. This time we do have a repeated factor. So what roots have we got? We've got minus 5, a root, and we've got minus 1. But look, this is x with 5 squared. So that's going to be a touch point on the x-axis, and that's going to be a cross point. And it's going to be a positive cubic because if you expand it out, you get positive x cubed. So we can get rid of any negative cubics that are going downhill. So that one's downhill. The others, oh no, that's also downhill as well. It's ending up downhill, isn't it? So it's either 1 or 2, but we've got a touch point at 5. So which one has a touch point? Sorry, touch at minus 5. Well, you can see it's this first one here because at minus 5, the graph touches it and then it crosses at minus 1. The other graph doesn't have a touch point. It crosses, crosses, crosses. So it's got to be graph 1. Yep, graph 1. And then finally, last one, we got 1 minus 2x cubed. That's a triple repeated root. So remember, we have a point of inflection at the root. The root here is, well, 1 minus 2x is 0. So 1 is 2x, x is half. So we have half. And you get a point of inflection at the half because it's 1 minus 2x cubed. It's a triple repeated factor. So which one has a point of inflection? I can see this as a point of inflection. You can see, look, that it kind of plateaus at that point there where it's horizontal at the root. And that looks like it could be half. Yeah, I can believe that. So that's half. Also, is it a downhill cubic, this one? Well, yeah, look, if you expand that out, you get minus 2x times minus 2x times minus 2x. That's negative 8x cubed, which is negative. So it is a downhill cubic. So we can see it is indeed graph 2. And we're done.